welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Saturday Spotlight. Today we're going to be going over my very first AR-15 that I purchased. And it did not look like this at all when I first purchased it. So this is a Bushmaster AR-15 and it was purchased about 2012, 2013 era. And if you remember ARs from back then, it looks something like this right here. So as you can tell, it's changed a lot from that. So let's go over what I've done to this and my current setup that we have right here. I currently have this rifle set up as a DMR type build. It still has the original 16-inch carbine profile, government profile barrel. So it's not the best for a DMR precision roll, but this barrel is very, very accurate. I'm very well pleased with the accuracy of this build, and it puts really tight groups, so it's working good. In the future, I may rebarrel it, put an 18-inch barrel, like a nicer, more precision style barrel. But for now, it's doing just fine. So let's start up front. Up front, we have a Yankee Hill Resonator 2 suppressor. And this is not the ideal suppressor for this build either. It's just a can that I don't have anything on, so I just put it on here. Very, very quiet suppressor. This big 30 cal can sounds really, really good on this 16-inch AR. Almost to the fact where if I'm just gonna shoot a few rounds, I don't even put any earplugs in. I don't recommend it. Always try to save your hearing, but this is a quiet, quiet can. Under the suppressor, we have a Yankee Hill flash hider. Rarely shoot it without the suppressor, so it's just a suppressor mounting mechanism. I replaced the tubular handguard in the front sight post. I have a BCM 13.5-inch M-lock rail on this build. I really like BCM rails, how slim and low profile they are, so I went with this one. The gas block is still the original front sight post. I just grinded it down on a grinder, and now it's just a low profile front sight post that the rail slid over. So I didn't buy a new front gas block. It's just been shaved down. I didn't want to spend the money, and this is a very easy modification, so it's what I chose to do. And since this is a precision style build, obviously have a nice bipod. This is a Harris bipod, 6 to 9 inch, and it's on just a M-lock bipod adapter mount. So really like Harris bipods. The legs shoot out and you can adjust them. There are better bipods out there, but I just like the quality and the pretty affordable price of these Harris bipods. Pretty classic. So have a Vortex Diamondback Tactical 4 to 16 in a Aero Precision low profile lightweight mount. And this is not an ideal optic setup for this build either, but it's affordable, and I just bought something to throw on here just to get some nice, magnification going. The furthest I have access to shoot is 350 yards, and I live in the southeastern part of the United States, so there's not tons of huge wide open just spaces to shoot. So a 4 to 16 with pretty decent glass is plenty for me. If I was out in the Midwest where you can shoot 2,000-3,000 yards in some places, I'd get a Night Force, really nice 7 to 35. But for what I'm doing, 300 to 400 yards, this scope is adequate and pretty clear, and got it for a good price. So I'm happy with it so far. I'm running hand loads. These are 75 grain ballistic tip bullets. These are the same type bullets that are in the AAC by Primary Arms. They're 75 grain offerings. These are hand loads. So I get really good groups out of this rifle with these hand loads. Really impressed with this. It shoots factory ammo nicely too. It groups really nice. This is a 1 in 9 twist barrel, so it's not your standard 1 in 7, but I get really tight groups out of this rifle. And the trigger in this, so any good DMR precision type build needs a good trigger. and I always run Geisley SSAE triggers, but I wanted to try a new trigger. So this is the Palmetto State Armory Saber Claw trigger. It was pretty affordable, and it is a really, really nice trigger. I like this trigger a lot. If you know the Geisley Super Semi-Automatic Enhanced SSAE, you know that it is a very light trigger. Well, this PSA Saber Claw trigger is even lighter than that, in my opinion. It is crisp, light, and precise, which is exactly what I want in a good DMR type rifle. So flipping this rifle over, I am running the T-Rex Arms Sling. It's the sling that I run on every single AR that I own. It's my favorite sling of all time. I will never run anything but the T-Rex Arms Sling. I really, really, really like it and would recommend it 100%. QD swivels. If you've seen any of our other videos, you will know that I am a fan of the D-shape QD swivel as opposed to the oval shaped QD swivel. I feel like these pull more evenly on the sling itself, and they're just more comfortable in the long run. So that's what I run exclusively on all of my rifles, are the D-shaped swivels. I added the BCM QD end plate, as you can see right here, to attach my sling here. And here I like to run my sling as close together as possible just for more maneuverability. And finally on this build, we just have a Magpul stock. No QD swivels, nothing like that. I don't run my sling back here, so I don't need a QD swivel back here. Just a little upgrade I did way back. I thought it looked cooler than the old mil-spec waffle stock, so that's what I went with. And that's basically it on this build. It's gone through many variations over the years. As you saw earlier, just the standard stereotypical looking AR-15. And then I put Aimpoint Comp M4 on it and just ran it like that for a long time. And then it eventually morphed into what you see here. I typically run shorter ARs primarily. I just like the way they feel and the maneuverability of them. So I wanted to do something different with this 16-inch build, and having it in the DMR role, for me, in my situation, in my use case, it works out really, really good. And I really, really like this gun. This is a nice shooting gun. I've got thousands of rounds through it, so I know it's reliable, and I've never had any issues with it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you will, go back and look through our Saturday Spotlight playlist. We have a nice selection of videos for you to go watch that, like I said, we take one gun out of the safe, we tell you what's the story behind it, and show you all about it. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. Leave us a like, comment if you have anything, questions, comments, and drop us a sub if you will. We'll see you in the next one.